Bandwidth for this podcast is brought to you by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com.
Play artist, right on Dynamite.
Playing artist right on Dynamite. MP3 music search, only on Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury vehicles. Sync, say the word.
Welcome back to Mac Briggs Studio. My name is Steve Martin, and in the studio today I have none other than Brian Gary.
How you doing, Steve?
Compressionist extraordinaire.
Ah, what does that mean, really?
I don't know, I just sounded good.
It just sounded good. Okay, I'll wear that hat today.
Well, today you want to talk to us about Blu-ray.
Yes, I mean, everyone was really excited, you know, or varying degrees of excitement, I should say, about the inclusion of Blu-ray into the new Compressor 3.5 and into Studio via the share menus of, say, Motion and Final Cut Pro. I'm here in Compressor, and let's just look at it simply because I want to touch on two things. So I'm going to use the easiest way to get to the Blu-ray settings, which is via the batch templates. So I select it and click Choose. What that does is it creates a job, creates the two targets, the elementary streams. I need a video and I need an audio stream. But more importantly, what it does is it actually, if I click on the job itself and then go into the Job Action tab, you can see what I have here is the ability to create an actual Blu-ray disc.
Well, it's thinking right now. It's thinking it wants to create
It's
one.
working.
I see.
Yes,
The
yes.
spinning beach ball of work.
Yes, exactly. So what this job action is showing us is that I've got several options to customize. And I can, you know, everything from making a title and adding the backgrounds and logos and stuff. But that's kind of self-explanatory. What I want to focus on today, you know, is two things. The first is that no matter what type of Blu-ray, and I'll get to the type in a second, you create out of Compressor using these job actions, the batch templates, the share, that's not something that you can replicate. Meaning that doesn't go in, not directly.
So I can't make a BD disc and take it to a replicator per se,
right,
and have them stamp out 1,000, 2,000, whatever.
Exactly. If you go to thedigitalguy.com, which is Bruce Nazarian's website, he has, you know,
he sits in his office and he just puts in one at a time.
Yeah, he does. Sorry, Bruce. We know your secret. No, but what Bruce has done is he's kind of come up with a method that will bridge the gap between, say, Compressor, between Encore and that replication, that glass master stage. But for the general purpose, what you're creating here inside of Final Cut Studio are screeners. They're one-offs. Right. They're burns that you can use for your own purposes during editorial, etc.
That is, unless you have a Blu-ray burner, right?
And a lot of time.
A lot of time.
Because remember, you can't replicate them. You can duplicate them, meaning, as it says, would you like to burn another disc? You say, okay, and you burn one at a time. And in essence, what you're doing is you're not actually mass producing. All you're doing is doing a series of single burns.
Got it.
So, but what's nice about what they've added here is you can see I only have two options here in the output device menu. If I had a Blu-ray burner attached, I would have three. The ability to actually create a BD, a full Blu-ray disc on Blu-ray media. But I really like this AVC HD option for a couple of reasons. One, it uses whatever super drive you have installed or third-party DVD drive that you may have, single layer, you know, DVD 5s and 9s.
So wait a second, Brian. You're telling me
I'm telling you
that Compressor will allow me to create a BD-compliant disc on Red Laser Media?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so I don't have to have a Blu-ray burner.
No. And for the most part now, what I'm finding is that definitely the PlayStation 3 and more of the very recent
Sony 300 series?
Yes, those players all play these discs fine. Now, you have a few limitations. One, obviously, you go from a 25 gigabyte Blu-ray disc down to either a 4 or 9 gigabyte, roughly, you know, DVD 5s and 9s. The benefit, though, is they're dirt cheap. You know, I mean, going on Amazon or someplace where you're buying Blu-rays in bulk, just even the single burn, the non
Yeah, I saw DVD burners at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
You could actually buy them there.
That's funny, with a cup of coffee, a hot dog, and I'll take a pack of DVDs.
Yeah.
But, you know, the Blu-rays are still like $14, $15 a piece. You know, that's still an expensive coaster, you know, if it doesn't go well.
Right.
But with this, it allows me to create, you know, again, Blu-ray compliant media on this very inexpensive disc-based format. And I don't have to go and purchase anything else. all the Macs that are shipping now, they ship with these super drives.
Absolutely.
You know, so all you need to do is in that output device menu, if you have a Blu-ray attached, then you just need to make sure you choose AVC HD. And if you don't have a Blu-ray attached, that's going to be your default option. So I don't want people to think that, oh, in order to really take advantage of the Blu-ray capabilities of the new studio, I need to go out and buy this other equipment. Your only limitations are data rate. The data rate, you can't go as high with the red lasers. It's about half.
So is it what, like
17?
10? It was 17.
You can go up to 17. And you don't have some of the more robust, see right there, I have used chapter marker text as subtitles. That's grayed out. If I actually switch this to a, basically burn a, or create a hard drive version of the Blu-ray disc that I could use, say Toast or third-party other software to burn later, you can see that that option now becomes available. So you kind of have a stripped down set of choices with AVC HD. You have lower bandwidth, but still...
Well, like you said, you can make a screener.
Exactly, and especially during post-production. Like, for example, on Speed Freaks, we use this because Kenny and the other producers, they have PlayStation 3s. And yes, it's convenient for us to go through the web to send, you know, iPod frame size screening copies, but this is it's an HD show. It's going to be broadcast in HD. When you actually sit at that 10-foot viewing angle and watch the show, it's a different experience.
You can see what's out of focus.
Exactly. You know, you can see all of my editorial mistakes.
Right.
But again, having that option and not having to go out and buy anything else, I think is pretty important.
I think it's great. So, Brian, do you cover this on your latest tutorial?
No, I cover things like cup holders. No, I cover all of this on the latest compressor ripple training release. But I think what's really interesting, and this is something that both you and I are very proud of, is the fact that the compressor 3.5 disc is the first Apple certified video that we've released. And
so what does that mean exactly?
It means that, you know, like the USDA grade A stamp, we got the Apple stamp of approval on it. And it also means that if you are so inclined and you want to go and become Apple certified, compressor certified through the Apple certification process, you can
take the test.
You can take the test, but you can use our certified training as preparation for that test.
That sounds great.
It is great. It's not only great, it's awesome.
Well, again, we're glad to have Brian Gary here to show us what you can do with the new Blu-ray features inside of Compressor and Final Cut Studio.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Thanks again for watching Mac Break Studio. Again, I'm Steve Martin.
Play artist, right on Dynamite.
Playing artist right on Dynamite. MP3 Music Search, just one of the many voice-activated features from Sync, only on Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury vehicles. Sync, say the word.